It is John C. Morley here, Sir Entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL Inspirations for Your Life. Great to be with you tonight. This is December 23rd, 2022. If you are new, do me a favor, grab your smartphone, click on the camera app, point over to that QR code at the top right, then touch over on that yellow ellipse oval, and you'll get my link to lots of great information to improve the quality of yourself. So, all week we've been talking about a very important topic, which we'll get to in a second. But I want to thank you very much for coming and supporting me. Really appreciate that. We're coming up on an important day pretty soon, which is IFYL's birthday, turning 1 year old. So, really excited about that. Thank you for being here, and thank you for my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates that keep coming back and watching the show and supporting me. Really appreciate you. And also for you that are coming back and watching us on the replay. Let's get right into our master topic, shall we? Is everyone ready for our master topic? Our master topic for today is how to ask open ended questions. Now, all week we've been talking about open ended questions. An open ended question is a question you ask someone where it's not strictly going to be a yes or no or a factual answer. For example, a closed ended question would be something like, are you meeting me for dinner? Yes, no. Um, Another closed ended question is, would you like red or blue? Would you like a small or a large? What time are you coming tomorrow? Are you coming tomorrow? But if I say to you, are you coming tomorrow and why? Or are you, if you're not coming, why? Or how do you feel about meeting me tomorrow? Or how do you feel about us going out for dinner tonight? How do you feel? How do you see? So when I ask a question that's going to involve more than just a yes or no or a factual answer, that's a perfect opportunity for you to actually express more to share with the other person. Now, we talked about this before, a networking event. So you go to a typical networking event, and so many people want to inundate the others with business cards. I get it. It's like they're desperate, and you can see them like miles away. And you try to be polite because you don't want to be rude. But when somebody just throws a business card at you, doesn't get permission, it kind of, you know, can irk you a little bit. I remember talking to somebody a few years ago, and I said, that's not really something that I support. People just coming up and just throwing business cards at me. And the lady's like, oh, I just love that opportunity. You see, my time is valuable in life, and I want to connect with people that respect, honor, and value me. And the same goes for them that I would expect. So when we think about an open ended question, we're thinking about a question where there's room to learn about the other. Salespeople often call these type of questions qualification questions. So if I ask a question like a yes or no question, are you in the market to buy? Now they're just yes or no questions and they end as soon as there's a no. But if I say instead of are you in the market to buy, I could say, gee, we've got some great information. And I was just wondering how you feel about proceeding further with some of the options we have. Well, John, I'm really not interested. It's not in my budget. I understand it's not in your budget, and I understand you may not want to do it today. And what I'd like to do is just share this with you because I know there's going to be a time in your life soon that you're going to want to have this information. And by giving me a few minutes today, you will now be able to have it at your disposal. And then when you're ready to make a choice, well, then you can reach out to me and then we can have a further conversation. How does that sound? Most people will not be um how can I say, will not hit you off the pass for doing that because you're being polite. There's no deceptive practice. So you're at a networking event, and the first thing you do is you bump into somebody, and a lot of times people will say, hi, I'm John. Hi, I'm Mike. Oh, what do you do? It's just so old, it's so cliche. Something better would be, you see the person, hi, Sharon, I'm John. What do you think about the shrimp cacciatore? I think it's great. It's delicious. You like shrimp a lot? Do you like? So person says it's delicious, and then I come back and say something like, um, Yeah, I really enjoy the texture and the flavor of it. What part of the sauce or the meal really excites you? I love the taste of the shrimp. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. And shrimp has so much protein and actually can help us become more intelligent. Now, a lot of salespeople will move on and saying, "Gee, well, I do this or I do that." That's not important. So now the first thing you do is you talk to the person. You say, "What did you think about the shrimp?" They say it's great. They could say something like, it could be something very simple, like, how did you learn about the event tonight? Oh, I saw it on Eventbrite. Or oh, my colleague told me about it. Or oh, my customer told me about it. Or my admin told me about it. Right? How did you find out about it? Actually, I was online and I was looking for a restaurant, and I happened to see this restaurant, and then I saw that they had a networking event. So I said, "Oh, gee, I've been wanting to try it. I like networking, so I'm going to kill two birds with one stone." That's pretty cool. And that's why I'm here. So the next thing gets a little bit tricky is you want to ask them something that they're passionate about. So you might ask them a question like, "Hey Sharon, so you love good food. I love good food. What is it that you're passionate about every day in your life besides having good food and probably your family?" John, there's so many things. Oh, just pick one. I'd have to say I like gardening. Really? Okay. I don't have a green thumb, but tell me, why do you like gardening so much? I think I just like the idea of nurturing, a plant, and I like the idea of how to nurture, and I like the idea of being nurtured back. So now you learned a lot about that person. You can even dive a little deeper. But I think the important part is that when you start to have conversations that are not about business, it shows the other person that you really give a darn. You care about them and that you want to connect with them for purposes that are not superficial. Typical networking is people come around like, "Oh yeah, I was here. I'm here to network," or "I'm in psychology," or "I'm in sales at my car dealership," or "I'm in sales at the candy shop," or "I'm in sales with a sales training company," or "I'm in sales with," and they just right away go into that. And it's like they presume that you have an interest in what they do, but they don't. You see, get interested in someone else first, and then let them get interested in you. But leave sales off the table, leave what you do off the table. It eventually will come up, but if you do it in the beginning, you're gonna be like that person that's that guy or that girl's like, "Oh, yeah, don't be that guy, don't be that girl." And you just can't wait to get away from them. It's like the person that, you're on this bad date and it's like, "Oh, I need my phone to ring. I need my phone to ring. I need my phone to ring." And finally the phone rings. "Oh, I gotta take this. This is an emergency." And the way that works is typically you tell your friend, if I don't text you by, let's say, 10 o'clock, give me a call so I can get out of the situation. Now, when you start to learn about someone and what they do, they're going to be more open to sharing things. So, another example of an open ended question would be in an interview. Now, a lot of people in an interview don't want to share a lot about who they are, but you can still have an open-ended question, which is not personal. "Mike, I appreciate you coming down and meeting with me for an in-person interview. And I was just wondering, somebody that's been in the chocolate business for so many years and then in the catering business, what makes you want to get involved in the marketing business? I see you have a little experience in it, but what is it?" And they'll come back to you and say, "Well, I like being with people. And being in the chocolate industry, I learned that I'm not good at making chocolate. And I learned that I really enjoy being around people and solving their problems. And I know that's what marketing is. So I know I don't have a lot of experience, but I do have a strong desire to learn. And I'm very good and resourceful about helping people resolve their problems. I'm also good when it comes to helping people find a solution, even though it might be their fault. I'm great at making them see that it's not their fault and that we can just alter something. Now, if somebody comes to you and they're like, "Oh, I don't know, I just want to try this." Well, that's not going to work. You need to be genuine. So if you're not genuine in what you're doing, then other people are going to be like, well, why should I trust this person? Why should I even be involved with them? I think trust takes time to build, and someone doesn't trust you until they know you. And they don't know you until they get to see you in situations that are not in your typical business routine. They want to see you in casual situations. They want to see how you respond, how you react. And if you can do that, and if they can see how you react, and if it's positive, they might just want to consider doing business with you. But asking an open-ended question is a lot harder than asking a closed-ended question. You see, a closed-ended question is really simple. An open-ended question is something you have to stage. Maybe you are, I don't know, getting ready for, let's say, uh, an upgrade um, on your home. You're upgrading some stuff, and it might be tile or whatever. And so you might want to ask the contractors open questions. Well, gee, Mike, I appreciate you coming by and giving us an estimate. And I was just curious, what got you into the tile industry? Oh, that's a long story, but I'll try to give you the short rundown. My great grandfather owned a tile company, and I was always interested because he loved selling tile, but he used to tell me that he didn't sell tile, he gave people their dream floors. Wow. And so after I saw that and how much he enjoyed it and loved it, and I started, learning from him, I then knew that I wanted to be in that business. Now, his business was way out in Jersey City, and that was nowhere near me. He had offered me the business, but that was way too far. I knew that I wanted to have a business where I was. So I asked him, could I move the business? And he said, I don't recommend it, but sure you could. So he wound up selling the company to me about 10 years ago. And I moved the business from Jersey City up to North Jersey. And when I did that, I realized that it was more than floors, it was more than a sale. And I knew that when I went out to talk with somebody, I wanted to be their friend. I wanted to make sure that they understood as much as they could about tile because picking tile is a very personal thing. Whether it's tile for their bathroom, it could be tile for their kitchen. I knew that people weren't going to change tile every single day in their life, and I didn't want to rush them. I wanted them to feel comfortable about the tile they were choosing. And not only that, but that they were choosing a company that was making sure they'd be happy. Not just today, but down the road when maybe their kids need tile or their family needs tile. And that's how I got into tile industry. Wow. I have to ask you, Mike, did you ever have a job, or I'm sure you did. When did you have a job that, let's say, didn't go as well as you expected? And how did you handle it? Well, John, it had to be about maybe a year or two after I had moved the company. And we were having some issues getting a certain kind of tile in. Now, anyone else would have probably just swapped out the tile for something that looked like the original tile, and no one would have known the difference. But I didn't do that. And I told the customer, look, I don't have the tile. And he says, well, other places do. I said, to be truthful with you, they don't. They're actually just swapping it out for a cheaper grade of tile that looks like the same thing, but it'll probably be useless in half the years. Thus, I want to give you the tile that you paid for. I just can't get it for another month or two. I understand if you want to go somewhere else, that's perfectly up to you. I just want to be honest with you because I can't get it. When I do get it, I promise you that I'll install it professionally and I know you'll be very happy with it. So now, what happened in this situation? Well, the guy actually went away. He was a little angry, but he came back the next day. He apologized to me for being rude. And he said, you know what? I don't care whether it takes a month or a year. We've waited this long. And I want you to put my tile in because I know that you're going to do what's best for me. So that's one thing that happens with open-ended questions. It allows people to let their guard down. And when that happens, a wise person once told me, John, everyone's out to make money. But if you're focused on helping the customer, helping the client, and helping them get value, you're going to see that they're going to want to do so much more for you. Things that you can't even explain, but things that are going to cement the relationship between you two that no one can break, and also something that will cause a referral to other people. See, that's what open-ended questions do. But a lot of people coming out of college, they don't want to go through that time because they want that quick hit and run. Thus, I want to tell you tonight, open-ended questions are not a quick way to make millions of dollars. They're a way to slowly build a long-term relationship that you can have and be fruitful for years and have growth from that fruit to other trees and other clients that they know. So this week, I want you to understand that you have a choice. You can ask closed-ended questions. You can ask open-ended questions. If you ask an open-ended question, you at least know the truth about what's going on. If somebody's not willing to be open with you, that might time to say to them, hey, thanks. And we're going to be going with someone else. But I thank you for your time. You don't even have to tell them why. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been an amazing privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this fantastic evening, December 23rd, 2022, here a Friday night. I hope you'll like, love, and support the channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space, E Space, Emma Worley, Y Space, Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase to help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a drink, a bowl of fruit, or a savory dessert. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping motivational content to inspire and get you to change your life if you really want to. I hope you have a great night or a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.